Hey HCG family, it's Mimi, and this is the plan. Plan is I'm going to just stick with what I'm doing and eat phase 3 foods, no sugar and starches, and just let my body do what it's going to do. I woke up this morning at 200.4. So yeah, it was like, oh crap. But I'm not going to do any kind of correction today. I'm not going to do a steak day. I'm not going to do a fat fast day. Apparently, I did that all wrong, and I kind of knew yesterday I just wasn't feeling right. My stomach was upset, and it just was not a good plan. And the thing is that I should have just, with the 0.8, just kind of, just let my body correct itself. I don't know. I think just the first time that, you're just told, you have to correct immediately. So, and then I don't know what immediately was because I hadn't weighed in a week. So I am just, today I actually had some pepperoni, not much, and some Havarti cheese and a little bit of mustard while my husband and son were eating. And I laid out some salmon, so I'm going to have that. I'm going to have salmon for, I want to say lunch, because I didn't eat a whole lot earlier, but that, and I'm kind of getting a little bit hungry. I did have a cup of coffee. So I'm going to have salmon, and I think just salmon and maybe some sour cream and mustard, and fry that in a skillet with some coconut oil, and then probably have another piece. They're not very big pieces, and have that for dinner too. I'm debating on whether to have some asparagus. And so I'm just going to, calm my system down and just not fret about it. I know I think this was today's my 10th day on phase 3. So, a couple more weeks, or less than a couple weeks. I'm just gonna, trust my body and just to continue to eat no sugar and no starches, and eat the proteins and eat the fats and eat very low carbs, and except for maybe salads or asparagus. I did have pork chops and Brussels sprouts that I usually kind of roast. I actually fry them in a skillet with a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of red crushed pepper, and some coconut oil. So I might have that this weekend. We got some big, thick pork chops up at Whole Foods. So maybe try that. And we also have like a slab of ribs. I do okay with the ribs, although I like barbecue sauce on them. But if I make up like a homemade ranch, I make just with sour cream and some spices, garlic powder, onion powder, and maybe a little bit of sriracha sauce or something like that to dip them in. And of course they've got all kinds of seasonings on them, minus the brown sugar. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do, and prayfully that my body will go back down, and we'll do fine. And if it stays where it's at right now, I know that March 17th I'll be here, and I'll be back on phase 2. And next time I will definitely weigh myself. And I wasn't ready mentally to do that in my brain. I was fighting with it in my brain and thought, how can you do this? This is how the protocol says, and Dr. Simeon says, you go over that 2-pound mark, you correct it immediately that day. And whatever the science is behind that, it works. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm okay. I'm not freaking out. Not this time. Even when I stepped on the scale this morning, I'm not. I apparently don't do good. I think probably my biggest concern is these sweeteners. I did have, if I could, but I might when I get in phase 4, I got some of this. And this is organic coconut sugar. And it's good for baking, it says too, and sauces. It's like a replacement for sugar. 1 cup of sugar, you can use 1 cup of this. It also has 4 grams of sugar in a teaspoon. It's 15 calories a teaspoon. So I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe trying that in a cup of coffee when I get into phase 4. So we'll see. I ordered a bunch of it on Amazon, so even though I've been using before I went on HCG, of course, I was using organic sugar from Trader Joe's, I think is where I got it at. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to mop my kitchen and dining room floor because it needs it, and do a load of wash and watch some more vlogs, and I hope everybody does really good and really stabilize and just maintain and just release. And we all got these ups and downs and these little cracks in the sidewalk that we just got to walk over and just keep going, because I am definitely not giving up. No, I don't do that. I'm not giving up. My head is in the game, and 3 pounds, 4 pounds, that's nothing. That's nothing in the big grand scheme of things. So, love you guys. Y'all have a good evening, and a big hug. Bye.